How do you tell if something is a tautology on a truth tree? Let's consider. Hello, I'm Chico. Welcome to the Philosopher Channel Introduction to Propositional Logic course. A tautology is a proposition that is always true. The temptation when working with a truth tree is to say, well, then let's just throw in a proposition, see if it has nothing but open branches, and if that's the case, then it must be a tautology, right? The trouble is the truth trees only tell us if a proposition can be true, not if it must be true. So let's take the following proposition. A and not A, or not A and not A. Now, if we use the truth table, we would determine that this is indeed a tautology. Let's go ahead and actually go through the truth tree now. First, we'll do the disjunctive rule. We have A and not A on the left, not A and not A on the right. And then on the left, we have the, check. On the left, we have the A, not A, check. We have a contradiction. On the right, we have not A, not A, check. And then that not A turns into an A. So on the right, we have two open branches. On the left, we have one closed branch. So even though this is a tautology, our truth tree shows a closed branch. Here's what's going on. Remember that it's the open branches. They tell you when the proposition, if it's a set of propositions, they will tell you the truth assignments for the basic propositions that make them up that will give you all those propositions to be true at the same time. Since we only have one proposition here, this will give us the truth value assignment to the basic propositions that make it true. So let's look at those truth value assignments. We have A being false. When A is false, this is true. And over here, when A is true, this is true. I forgot to do my little up arrows, by the way. So A can only be true or false. What's up with that closed branch? Remember that the closed branch is not actually a truth assignment that you can read off that makes the proposition false. That's not what it is. The other ones are truth value assignments that makes the proposition true, but this is not the same thing. And here's why. You have A true, A false contradiction, right? Necessarily, you have a contradiction when you have a closed branch. That means that you're doing two different truth value assignments. You're giving a true to the one basic proposition and a false to it as well. And that's what's making it so the branch is closed. So lesson number one here, the open branches are truth value assignments for the basic propositions that will tell us what makes the proposition that we're looking at true. But the closed branches are not truth value assignments for the basic propositions that tell us anything at all. Now let's look at this proposition A. This is not a tautology, but there's no rule that I can apply here, right? So we have an open branch. We have no closed branches. Notice, no closed branches, even though this is not a tautology. How is this possible? Well, remember when we said that the truth trees were the rules were jointly exhaustive, what we meant was they're going to capture every truth value assignment that makes the propositions all true at the same time, or in the case of just one proposition, just makes it true in general. We'll get every single truth value assignment for those. But it didn't say that we're going to get the truth value assignments that will make them false. So that's not a guarantee. So we're not guaranteed to have closed branches, even if there are truth value assignments that would make this false. And there are. So if you want to look at the truth table, I can show you really quickly. Here's what it looks like. When A is true, A could be true. And when A is false, right? That's the truth table for A. So lesson number two here, true trees capture all truth value assignments to basic propositions that make the propositions we're interested in true at the same time. True trees do not capture any truth value assignments to the basic propositions that make those propositions false in any way. So the open branches are our T rows on our tables, right? They're the rows that make the propositions true. But closed branches are not the F rows, not the same thing. So what will we do? Well, what we're going to do is take the negation of the proposition, and here's why. Remember, to figure out if it's a tautology or not, what we really want to know is this proposition always true? Does it have to always be true? And another way of saying that is, could the proposition ever be false? If it could ever be false, that means it's not a tautology. If there's no way for it to ever be false, then it is a tautology. Now, if we check for the true tree of the negation of the proposition and we get any open branches, that's going to be a truth value assignment that will make the negation of that proposition true. In other words, it'll make that proposition false. So we will see when that proposition is false, given this test. If we have all closed branches, though, then we'll know there is no possible way for the negation of this proposition to be true. In other words, there's no possible way for this proposition to be false, so this proposition is a tautology. And let's use this test on our examples here. So we have A and not A, or not A and not A. We'll negate that. The negation of a disjunction, we have not A and not A, and not A and not A. Check. And then the double negation, A and not A. And we can do this A and not A. Check. And we have a contradiction. All closed branches, don't need to go any further. This is a tautology. When it comes to the negation of A, not A, well, that's an open branch, so this is not a tautology. Okay, let's look at the exercises. 7.3.4.1. Test whether the following propositions are tautologies. Remember to restore outermost parentheses before adding the negation symbol at the front. Recall 2.5.4. For any proposition that is not a tautology, read off from your tree a scenario in which it is false. So, number 1 here, we'll have not, and this is what they mean by adding the parentheses. I'm putting parentheses around A, if A, then if B, then A. End parentheses. I'm adding those parentheses. So we have the negation of a conditional that will look like this. A, not, if B, then A. Check. Then we have another negation of conditional that will look like this. B and not A. We have an A and a not A. That's a contradiction. So we have a closed branch and only one branch there. So this is a tautology. Number 2, not if A, then if A, then B. Okay. Once again, negation of a conditional. Check. Oops. And then one more. Check. We have an open branch, and it's an open branch where A is true and B is false. So this is not a tautology, and when A is true and B is false, that makes the original proposition false. Number 3, not, oh man, unnecessarily large. Okay, first the negation of that conditional. So that looks like this. And then let's do the negation of that if C then A. Then we have the disjunction. And then this conjunction. And we have a not A and an A. That branch closes. And then this negation of a conditional. We have a not A and an A. That branch closes. So this is a tautology. Number 4. First, we have the negation of a biconditional. Boo. Whew. Okay, then we have that first conjunction, A, B, or C. And then let's do the negation of a disjunction. Okay, and then, negation of conjunction, the A and the not A. And then we'll do the B or C, the B and the not B, and then the not A and C. We have the A up here, and this not A down here. And the C and the not C. So that side closes out totally. And now the right side. First, let's do this. And then we'll negate that disjunction. Then we'll do the disjunction. Okay, and then all those conjunctions. A and not A, close. A, C, A and not A, close. Then we have not B and B, close. Not C and C, close. Everything closes. This is a tautology. 5. Okay, the negation of a disjunction. We have double negation here. Double negation here. And then A and B turns to A, B, and there are no closed branches. So this is not a tautology, and it looks like when A is true and B is true, that makes our original proposition false. 6. Okay, negation of a disjunction. And then the negation of a conjunction. Double negation here. Closed. A and not A. Double negation here. Open. Not a tautology. When A is false and B is true, our original proposition is false. 7. Okay, negation of a disjunction looks like this. Negation of a conditional, and then the negation of that conjunction. The A and the not A, close that branch. Then we have a double negation here. Not B and B, close that branch. This is a tautology. Number 8. Okay, negation of a biconditional. Oh, man, we have biconditionals all up and down this last 3 of them. Who writes this stuff? Just joking, Professor Smith. All right, we'll do the B and not A. And then we'll do the not A if and only if B. And it looks like on the left-hand side, we close out. On the right-hand side, though, it looks like we have an open branch. So when A is false and B is true, then our original proposition is false. We don't really have to do the right branch, so I'm going to skip that if that's okay. No, I'm not going to skip it, actually. I better do it. I'm going to feel bad if I don't. Let's do the conditional first, or the biconditional first. There's something about completeness, you know what I mean? Oops, this is not A. We have not B, not A. And then the B and the not B, close this one out. This is an open branch. We have double negation of an A here and here. Here is an open branch. Here we have a not A and an A, so that's a closed branch. So let's see, when we had B true and A false, there's one. B true and A true. So it doesn't matter if A is true or false, as long as B is true. And then when A is false and B is false. So this is false all kinds of ways. The only way it's true, our original proposition is true, is when A is true and B is false. Number 9. Okay, negation of a biconditional. Okay, we'll do the negations of those disjunctions first. Negation of the A or B, and then disjunctions. A and not A cancel out. I forgot that. B and not B, C and not C, those are all closed. Negation of the disjunction. Now the negation of not B or C, and now our other disjunction. The C and the not C close. We have a not A up here and an A here. Close. A not B right here and a B right here. Close. This is a tautology. Number 10. All right, let's do the negation of the biconditional. Okay, let's see. First we'll do this A and B or C. And then B or C. And then the negation of the disjunction. Okay, it looks like we have a closed branch here, but an open branch here. Oh. This is not a tautology, but I'm going to still keep working just so you can see it all. Tell your friends to take this course. I put in the work, right? I do it for you. Tell your friends to take this course. Not A or B looks like this. Not A, not B. We have a B and not B. Close that out. Not A, not B. Check. Oh, this should be like that. Sorry. And I should check that off. And then the A and the not A, right? We have this A and this not A. So that closes that branch. And let's see, the right side. We'll do the second one first. A or B, C, check. Then the A or B. Then not A, not B or C. Not A, not B or C. We have a closed branch here with the A and the not A, but an open branch here. Oh, I forgot to check this guy off. So 2 open branches so far. Then the not B or C looks like this. Not B, not C. Check. Not B, not C. Check. And then I have a C here and a not C here. So that closes down. And then on the right, we have the B and the not B. Oh, and the C and the not C. So that side closes down. So we have 2 open branches. It looks like when A is true, B is true, and C is false, that makes our original proposition true. Or false, excuse me. And then when A is false, B is true, and C is true, then our original proposition would be false. So that's it. That's all for tautologies. Next up, we have equivalences. So check that out, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.